Hello, welcome to the Bardic Inspiration Network. We are back live after a week off for Power Rangers Solar City. My name is Anne. This is my channel. You can find me on Twitter at XO_Girl Wonder. I will be playing silver, the Silver Ranger, Avery Thorpe, who right now is about to go explore a place where maybe she's not supposed to go. Um, and then I'm gonna throw it over to Talon.
Hello. Sorry. I'm Talon. I'm at Captain Talon 447 on Twitter and Captain Talon 447 number 4401 on Discord, and I play Fenrir, the Red Ranger.
And then we throw it over to Nilsine.
Hi, I'm Nilsine at Fel_Strike most places. I am playing Murrow, our Merfolk Blue Ranger.
And then LK.
We're lost. Yeah. Hi. Okay. I'm playing Graber Evans, the Pink Ranger.
Oh, great. And then I'm going to throw it over to our GM, Ben.
Hello, I'm Ben. I'm the GM, astronomer in various places. Yeah, let's get started. So, previously on Power Rangers Solar City, our players have arrived on the ancient Solar City, which was discovered by the Atlantis Initiative a year ago and recovered from the bottom of the ocean. When they when Dr. Evans managed to activate a link with the morphing grid that was connected to the city came under attack by the evil Draculord and his Shaderon minions, evil shadowy creatures. The city had activated two defense protocols. The first one activated a team of rangers using some Atlantis Initiative technology as a base, and the second sent it off into space, where it's now slowly making its way towards home. Let's see. And then in greater detail, there's been some mysterious glitches going on all over the station. In fact, Morrow was briefly stuck, teleported somewhere, but when they initially tried to morph but reappeared a few hours later, absolutely fine, with no memory of any time having passed. Meanwhile, and since then the group's recovered. We've got a team of rangers all together. They're going to do some training at some point soon, and Mariana has headed off to, whose player is not with us today, but should be after the break. Has headed off to go see Neptune, the chief archivist at the Atlantis Initiative, and everybody else Avery has snuck off towards the Gold Spire, one of the 6 spires encircling the city, and I think everyone else is meeting her there. Because I think Avery made it very clear that she was going there, and everyone else was able to get whatever they needed to do done quickly. So run some tests with Dr. Evans and have a chat with the commander about staffing requirements, and you all, assuming it's good with everyone, you all will gather outside the front of the Gold Spire. Fortunately, as a method of travel, you've got special Power Ranger motorbikes, basically, that have kind of been almost like 3D printed by the city and assembled for you. And you've been able to use those to get outside the Gold Spire. So it's called the Gold Spire because it used to be gold. At the moment, it's a lot more of a silver color, and that's mostly there's a central column running through it, like a central column of glass, with more like concrete and steel surrounding it, and you can see that that translucent glass is now a silvery color, but a few weeks ago, a few days ago, it would have been a gold color. And there's a large door and opening at the front. You've managed to get past most of the, like, there's been some collapsed rubble and areas to get through, but actually the spire itself seems to be fairly intact. Yes, your chance to go explore it. What are you all doing?
Before that, Adira, I open up my communicator, try to patch into Adira. Adira, are you able to see what we're seeing by chance?
Not at present. I do, if you give me permission to access the, well, I can access the Atlantis Initiative's camera and security systems. This will allow me to see anything where cameras have already been set up. So I'll be able to observe you from the outside of the spire, but unfortunately I will not be able to observe you inside, as the
What-
Atlantis Initiative has no camera set up there.
What
While
if
I'm
we were?
connected to the city itself, the city's detection network has not been set up yet.
What if one of us was morphed? Could you be able to see through our visors?
No, but I could connect up to your communicators and well, that could work. Yes, I can. I will not see as you would describe it, but I can gather information through your visual receptors, yes.
Then in that
As
case,
long as one of you is morphed
I'll
or
go.
holding your communicator and pointing it at things like a camera.
I'll load my soul drive into my revolver and fire
Okay.
for morph.
An orca shoots out of your revolver like this faint spirit kind of thing. It flies up around you. A scanning beam emerges from the back of your revolver. It goes down over your body once, and then it rises up. And as it goes, a suit peels up over you. It glows red, and then the orca flies up behind you over your shoulder and leaves a silhouette on your chest in white. You are now morphed.
All right. All right. At least now Adira can see what we see. We'll be able to look at this later.
Can I,
Yeah.
because I went off to drop off Mariana.
Yep.
Could I have reasonably gotten there before everyone else?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, I just want a head start. That's all.
All right.
Before
Yeah.
everyone
So
gets
we'll
there.
say, as the other three probably arrive together at the base of the tower, you can already see Avery. Well, as they arrive together within like viewing distance of the base of the tower, Avery is presumably at the base of the tower,
Mhm.
or sneaking, just gone inside. So what are you doing at the base of the tower? Or what's your plan for investigating?
I would like to just go inside and check it out, see what I can see, and see if I have any Solar City related knowledge, like either tech or culture that might be useful in my investigation. Like, I just want to learn more information as I'm here.
Yeah, okay. So a basic just eyeball will tell you that it looks kind of similar to the blue spire. I mean, basically very similar. There's a staircase going up, spiral staircase going down. Actually, I think in this case, the level that you'd enter it is at like Adira's, the equivalent of Adira's console room that you first encountered in the Blue Spire. There doesn't seem to be Adira doesn't seem to be here. The consoles are all dark. The spire is very faintly glowing silver. There's kind of there's carvings and stuff on the walls, but they're all in like gold, inlaid with gold, of like giant kind of sea
Um,
creatures and stuff like that. Very fancy stuff.
like to use.
Yeah, so
I believe
this is
or.
Avery in
You're not
the
here yet.
Oh yeah, I'm not here. Okay, sorry.
oh no, you didn't catch all of that. Yep. So yeah, if you want to, you can do like a culture check to have a look at the carvings in general, or just look around. If you're looking for anything in specific, let me know.
Okay. First I want to check out the carvings. And so let me see. I guess this isn't okay. So if my okay, so this wouldn't up my area of study in Solar City technology would not apply, but I do have an edge from Caradon. Okay,
Yes,
cool. All
yeah,
right, here we
but
go.
Camadon can absolutely assist you with.
Oh, dang. Okay,
Is that a good O or a bad O?
I rolled a 21. It's a good O.
Okay, it's a good O. Yeah, so I guess the basics. Oh yeah, you can. These carvings look. They're as old as the city. They're similar ones in the Blue Spire. But notably, these ones are still gold. They haven't changed like the central column has. And well, the Blue Spire depicted something that was very similar to. What's Morrow's thing is an eel, isn't it? Like they
Yes.
had carvings, just what you would have remembered from looking at that if I'd bothered to describe it, is like carvings of a kind of great sea serpent kind of creature along the side that looks very much like Morrow's eel, but kind of at a much larger scale. And in this case, what you see is not a hammerhead shark like yours, but a golden kind of sea dragon thing, like a what you because you've got cultural knowledge and you've done some archaeology stuff like that. You'd kind of recognize this as yeah, it's like an ancient Greek mythology idea. And there's a dragon that's like a sea dragon, like I think Cetes, something like that, that appears in Greek mythology, and it's this similar kind of thing to that, where prevailing theory is that the story was inspired by people finding like some archaeological evidence of some ancient dinosaur or something like that in or prehistoric water,
Um,
like
Avery,
Leviathan kind of whale thing, and maybe it's actually it looks quite similar. You'd imagine it would look quite similar to this. There's some kind of
okay.
not a hammerhead shark creature on these walls that's still a big kind of shark dragon. Um, yeah, I think that's the main thing I'd be able to give you. I don't have too much else.
Okay.
That's what the carving stuff. There'd probably actually be carvings of a Gold Ranger kind of figure. Very stylized, but again, it's nothing like you. Like none of
Um,
the and similar carvings in the Blue Spire would again have been different, but more similar to Morrow's morphed form than the gold one is to yours. The gold one seems to be very, not just in terms of color, different to yours, but the gold one seems to be very unique in terms of its style.
Avery looks at Carcharodon and says, "Hey, do you recognize any of this stuff?" And points him at the wall.
No, sorry. I might have mentioned, my memory's spotty, so I'm not sure if I mentioned that my memory's spotty, but my memory's spotty.
Hey, look. I understand, but it doesn't hurt to check.
Yeah, no,
Um,
sorry, I don't remember this. This isn't really familiar. I mean, I've seen the Blue Spy. It's basically the same thing. I
yeah,
don't know why
it
it's
looks
silver.
super old. You're super old. It looks super old. I thought I would just ask.
Yeah, no, it's
Anyway,
smart decision, but this isn't, as far as I know, this has got nothing to do with me.
okay. So there was
Interesting.
something else that I saw, and she like pivots to the console and all of the dim technology, and then she's going to say, "I don't know if any of this stuff still works, but I'm thinking it would be really cool to see if we can try to turn it on." So
Yeah,
Avery's gonna
what?
walk over to the console with Carcharodon.
Okay. I think you're going to need to make a technology check, probably assisted by Caradon again. But
I have an edge for
mm,
my area of study as well as Carcharodon, so I'm gonna take an upshift on that.
yeah, in what I guess
Um,
what will also be relevant is in what way are you trying to turn it on? Are you trying to activate a specific thing in specific, or are you just pushing a button and seeing what happens?
I'm trying to look for the power button. I'm trying to look for the
Okay,
power
basically
button.
just that button. Right.
Or um that is a 21 with a crit
Okay,
on
yeah,
that.
that will very much do it. Um, yeah, so you can find the power button quite easily. It boots up very quickly, like it was on standby or kind of like a computer on sleep rather than something fully switched off. Um, but you so it activates quite quickly. Nothing that the consoles light up. Some of the carvings in the consoles kind of glow slightly. There's like displays appear across the thing. You don't hear any noises, like no voices are talking to you, but you've got access to whatever's here. Looks like maybe some kind of like you could probably connect Adira up to this if you wanted to. It seems like something similar to the setup she had in the Blue Spire. So you could probably connect her through this, but she won't get connected to it if you don't want her to, or you don't do some work to make her connect. Um,
That's
yeah,
good to
it's
know.
just data streams, probably in most cases too fast, moving too fast for you to really pick up on. Lots of information displays seem to be
Okay.
stuff on general output of the city and energy, I guess energy readings tied specifically into the gold spire, this spire, as well as general tracking of energies through the city. Um, what it appears based on because you rolled well, I'll say that it appears that the city is using energy from the morphing grid basically to power much of its technology, and that's what. And this is tracking that. But there's a specific, in addition to tracking general energy transferred from the morphing grid, there are also specific spectrums of it. And this console, there's a few with very loose tracking of a few other spectrums, and like I guess like a wave of color for most of it. But the gold section is in its own separate. So like it'll be a wave of color that like the purple area and the pink area are spiking, and the red and the black parts of the spectrum are spiking. There's also a separate bar essentially for the gold spectrum, but it's not very high, and kind of instead there's the gold spectrum is kind of being leached. The bar that would have gone higher is very, very slowly declining and going down, and at the same time there's a silver bar that's slowly increasing. It looks like, or at least you're able to quickly bring up like an indicator of past movement. It looks like it's mostly stabilized at this point, but it is still moving a little.
So the gold spectrum energy is being absorbed into the silver spectrum energy? Like, is that what's happening? Can I tell?
Yeah, kind of. Or actually, I guess it's more like this is drawing on parts of the morphing grid spectrum as a whole, and it was drawing on the gold spectrum more, and now it's drawing on the silver spectrum more, but in kind of the same area to the same degree. It's like the specific part that would have drawn on the gold spectrum and then refined that and harnessed that to power the Gold Ranger is now changing and shifting to power the Silver Ranger, but in the same quantities.
Because there's no Gold Ranger, they're not using the power from that spectrum anymore. Okay.
Yeah. And yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, I think this is probably a good point with
Yeah.
with the consoles and stuff booting up, that the rest of you can see. You probably arrived just in time to catch Avery, to spot Avery going inside in the distance, and as you get close to the door, you can see like through windows lights start glowing, and it looks like things are booting up.
before that, so orcas have this ability of echolocation. Like to use some sort of ultrasonic vibration to be able to detect any sort of enemy camps around the spire, or any sort of enemies that might be abound, or anything like that.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if you'd be able to. I'll let you do an alertness check.
Okay.
I think let's say, well, actually, because these guys they've got stealth skills, so I can just roll whatever their stealth skill is, and then I
Infiltration.
won't tell you what the target number is or what they get.
That's fine.
and
Can I put perception
we'll
into
see if
that,
you spot them if
or
they exist.
can I put perception into that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you can use your perception specialization.
That is a critical on a D4.
Ooh.
And
So-
the other
Total.
dice.
13.
Okay, yeah, 13. You can confidently say there were no, there were no Shadow-on creatures around in the vicinity of the spire.
I look back
Looks
to
like they might. Yeah, no. Well, you'd have no idea if they've passed through this area or not.
Gabriel and Morel. I think we're clear for now.
All
But yeah,
right.
it's kind of like a echolocation through the morphing grid kind of sense, like vibrations of things like life forms echoing within the morphing grid, you kind of tap into that and tap into the spirit of the orca and bounce things around and manage to and don't detect any pings from any kind of Shadowrun creatures.
What exactly is Avery trying to accomplish here?
I think you have to ask him.
Just a guess. A very educated guess. Mostly she's definitely trying to satiate her own curiosity and I don't know, trying to. She likes discovering stuff like a lot. That's all the reason she
That's
does stuff.
That's going to be
And
very.
I think that she can stand still for more than 5 minutes, so that's most likely why she went in first.
That's going to be very problematic.
It works.
Anyways,
She hasn't got hurt yet, so it's working so far.
I wouldn't doubt that, but
Mhm.
given just what happened just a few moments ago, I wouldn't want to gamble on that. So,
Sure. Yeah. I would really like to see the data that she's being able to post. So maybe we should step in. Gabriel has a pad with him that he's taking notes of the spire and just stuff that he's gonna put down to show his father later. Just information, whatever he
Are,
feels like it's
are they
important.
being sneaky? Are they talking about Avery while she's in the room?
I mean, I think
believe
they
we
were
were
outside the
outside.
room when they were. Yeah.
Okay, I'm just wondering where they are. They haven't stepped in yet.
No.
No, but they're probably having this conversation as they approach.
The tower. Yeah. The spire. Yeah.
Go for it. I think I'll kind of take the not take the rear per se, but I think go ahead and head in. We'll keep an eye out just in case. With this turning on, who knows what'll happen.
As
Yeah.
as you guys are walking in, I imagine
I mean,
Avery is having a discussion with Carcharodon.
if we are gonna heading, Gabriel is definitely gonna heading. Like, you really can't stop yourself from keeping all different stuff to yourself, can you, Avery?
Look, okay. I think I'm the reason this spire is changing. I had to find out what was going on here. If I messed something up or if I'm affecting the city in some way, I have to find out. Okay? Like, none of the other spires are changing.
Mm.
And then she points at the screen and she says, "Look at this."
Oh,
Okay?
data.
let's have this conversation later. Let's have this conversation later. Just gather what you
That's
need,
true, okay.
and let's make sure we get out of here before.
Before what? Before what,
We're
Fenrir?
going to have plenty of. You saw what happened just a few moments ago. Who knows who else is probably hiding out around here?
Look, I have been here for 6 months doing exactly what I'm doing now, gathering information, learning about the city. I've been doing just fine before you decided to intervene, okay? Now tell me, what do you know about any of this?
I'm not trying to play devil's advocate. We are being attacked by aliens 6 months ago.
No, I get that.
So moving along, just I know we want to figure this stuff out,
It's
and I
best.
know you think it's because it's I don't know, maybe you feel like it's a bit of your fault, but we are a team, right? So you can You can rely on us. That's all I'm saying.
We can get whatever data we need, but we should not be lingering here too long.
Avery looks down at Carcharodon that she has him settled like on a flat surface near the console, and she says, I know your memories are kind of hazy, but how are you with making new memories?
I mean, I don't remember forgetting any new memories, so I think I'm good.
Okay. Is there a way to record any of this data? Can you record any of this data for later? I don't know your full capabilities yet.
I can do a little bit. Like, I don't have vast amounts of data storage, but I've got a fair chunk. I can record parts. If you, I mean, I guess I'm more a bit like, memory's a good word for what I do. I'm more like a human in some ways than I am like a Dira, like a piece of AI technology. I can remember things and I can see things, but I'm not a computer. I don't have a complete perfect memory download systems. You can't like, I'm a sentient mind sort of thing, and within that I have memory that I can access, and there's a level of AI component to it all, but also you can't just like go down into my root directories and like dig around in there and open up a file labeled memory and click on it. Like, I'm a bit more complex than that.
Can you take some pictures though? Are you good with pictures?
I can, I can look at things and then remember them as they look.
Adira,
I like taking a picture.
Adira, can our suits be able to download wirelessly to you?
Yes, I have been monitoring the situation. I can, if you wish, I can enter this section of the city. It will require minimal effort on your part. I can be linked up to these computers, just as I am with the ones in the Blue Spire.
Download whatever data Avery needs, and get your access and download whatever data Avery wishes for the time being.
I could set up a permanent part of my subroutines in this location.
Avery actually speaks to Adira directly and says, Adira, this console looks like it could house you, or at least a part of you.
Yes. Again, as an artificial intelligence and automated intelligence network, it is. Yes, housing is an interesting term that may not fully accurately describe what I do or what I am, but yes, I can interact with this section and I can permanently interact with it. I will be able to access it like I can access data in the Blue Spire.
Perhaps it's worth working out how you can add this particular spire to your network. And then she takes Carcharodon and starts like, I guess if Carcharodon can take snapshots or pictures of like the carvings on the wall. And
Yeah,
then,
he can.
and then
He
she
can look
says,
over them. You also have. I feel like your communicator would probably also have like a camera function. Like if you enter the right numerical code, it'll pop up a little slider that's got a little camera lens on it.
okay. That's it. She
I guess Gabriel is gonna take the opportunity to get closer to the panels and also take a look at the data that Avery pulled up. Always taking notes, and I guess I would like to try and connect Adira here.
Okay.
Just
Technology check.
Yeah,
Shouldn't
just
be too
helping out.
hard. Adira can do most of the work
Can
for you,
I-
so I'll say difficulty 8.
Can I? Oh,
Okay.
I was gonna say, can I assist? Because
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
It's difficulty 8. I mean, let's see how I fail.
Role play wise, I
Oh.
think it fits. But
Oh, 22. It's fine.
Okay. Yeah. So it's surprisingly easy to connect Adira up to
Oh.
this, and as you do, you you kind of notice something.
Mhm.
That connection doesn't spark another connection, but it brings your attention to a section of the screen, and Adira will mention. Interesting. There appears to be something else has accessed this system recently. Not quite in the same manner as I have, but there has been
Oh.
another connection to the silver spectrum link. I don't know
Can
if
we
the connection was. I don't
track it?
believe the connection was made here.
Oh, so it was an outsider connecting to it. Can we track it, the connection?
maybe it was when I first morphed. Maybe it was when I made the connection for the first time.
Calculating. Similar connections do appear for you, but this is different. It has a. It does not match your unique signature.
Um,
In fact, it
Gabriel,
does not match any
clicks the
signature.
bad bell. Oh,
It would appear, while humans and similar creatures have mental patterns and life patterns that can be read from within the morphing grid, and through systems such as these, whatever made this connection does not have any kind of recognizable pattern in that sense. It would be perhaps more accurate to say that it was a chaotic link made, perhaps like how if you assemble the random atoms if you take a pile of sand, on average the sand will, and you shuffle it around, on average it will just be a flat plane, but sometimes you might be able to make out shapes, say clouds. Clouds you can make out shapes in sometimes. It is very rare for a cloud to form a certain shape, but it can happen by random chance. This appears to be something similar. Random chance seems to have formed a connection in this way. It's not in any way consistent, but it matches the characteristics of such connection perfectly.
Adira, anything you see on your end? Anyone trying to make approach?
There is no connection on my end.
No,
The blue
anyone?
spire has been clear.
No, I mean at our spire, at the gold spire right now.
There are no other life forms approaching.
Okay.
what can I tell what part of the silver spectrum did that connection attempt to reach?
I can attempt to track the location.
Mhm.
That will take some
That's
time,
also good.
perhaps hours. On the subject of what style, I think the connection appears to be related to a biological construct that is a part of the connection is to the silver spectrum and not to
Mhm.
the gold parts of the spectrum. It would show biological components indicative of a Zord of some kind. At least that is the manner of the connection.
Oh no.
You're saying that
Oh, that
now
sounds. What's his face? Carcharodon pops up and say, "Hey, that sounds familiar." Again, memory issues, and it wasn't me, But yeah, no, there's a Zord.
Wait.
There's my Zord. This is my Zord we're talking about.
Yeah, but
Your
I think.
Zord.
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know where it is. We don't know where it is. This is a problem. We can't ignore this. We cannot just
so-
walk away from this.
Someone attempted to connect to reach the Zord, or someone managed?
Someone a successful attempt, a successful access was made. Someone successfully accessed.
No.
Oh,
I do not know the full extent of the control or the access, but a connection was made, and that connection has been maintained erratically. For the
Is it
last
active?
3
Is it
hours.
moving right now?
No, there is no movement. I'm unable to ascertain a precise location, but there does not appear to be any movement.
Can you give us
Signs
can you give us
from
an
my other
estimate?
sensors do not. It would be somewhere in the. I can't remember where I said the gold spire was. I'm going to say east, somewhere between the east and the central spire. But actually, what you'll also recognise is that when Morrow was being teleported around, and it's this kind of thing where the because Adira can't track and pinpoint the exact location, but she can pinpoint a rough area, and the center of that area is one of the points where Morrow was bouncing between two locations, but it turned out was also bouncing between a third, and it's that third location that this circle is centered on.
Oh, we
So
already
there's a chance that's just a coincidence.
a weird hike in the
Well,
what's the thing I'm specializing power grid. Yeah, the grid.
The morphing grid.
When we were trying to track Poro, there was 3 points where the grid, the teleportation from the teleportation was spiking. It's here, right? This point.
It was wasn't it around this area? This spire? I think it was.
do we need to alert the city at this point?
Alert the commander and maybe moving to investigate. If they are anywhere near full control of Zord, that could be problematic. The longer we don't investigate, I think.
If you wish, I can be certain that if any activity spikes of this kind spikes again, I can let you know. It does appear that while the connection has been sporadic for the past few hours, it has died down somewhat. Any connection attempts have become more intermittent. Perhaps whatever was making the connection is resting at present, or has been unable to complete the connection. I can let you know if the connection is completed at any point, though.
Adira, I want to be directly alerted as to any connections made.
Of course. I will alert all of you.
Yes, yeah, that's good.
Is it possible for you to monitor the other towers as well in some way for that?
Not. There has been no. I am monitoring the blue spire at present. No similar situation has been detected there.
Mhm.
And I think of kind of note is that I think I probably should have mentioned earlier, with regards to the gold spire changing to the silver spire, Morrow being a purple ranger rather than a blue ranger, the blue spire has been kind of or different to what happened with Avery, where it's changed over time. The moment the connection was made with Morrow, it was a very quick change from blue to a bluey purple kind of thing. So it was still the connection was made. So it obviously adapt, and similarly for all of you, it changed slightly to match the colours of each of you as it changed for Avery because of the scope of that change from gold to silver rather than just changing shades.
Yeah,
It took more time.
yeah, because we weren't changing the spectrum. We were just slightly shifting the color.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great, this is going to be a warrant for the investigation.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we know direction. We have a radius. It's relatively large, so it shouldn't be too difficult to find. We're gonna have to go make our way over there, at least right now, and make our way to that location and see what see what we can find for the time being.
Avery calls the commander and says, she says, Commander, I have something of grave importance to report. And then Avery will mention the Zord to her.
I'm sorry, silver, a Zord connected to the silver spectrum. That's impossible.
So
We've
this from what I understand, the spire itself has been taking energy from the silver spectrum as opposed to the gold one, and now someone else is trying to tap into the silver spectrum with a Zord.
Yes, but there is no silver Zord. We've looked through the city. We found pieces of blue, black, red, and pink Zords, and we've been working on constructing Zords of our own using that, but we had nothing for a silver Zord or a gold Zord for that matter.
Well, someone beat us to it, Commander.
Commander,
Guess they did.
And
Commander, did we have a?
Yes.
Do we have a? We did have an override built into solar drives, correct? To shut it
We
down
had
if we have to. Because I remember that was part of our testing.
Yes, with the solar drive morphers that you've all been using, but especially with your prototype version and with the communicators, there's a way to sever that connection similarly, but Avery's connection is very different. It uses Carcharodon, and the solar drives, the final key needed that was created by Adira, is what finishes the connection. And so while our overrides will work for some of you, I don't think it's going to work for Avery in the silver spectrum.
That will require us to directly finish off whatever is making that connection then.
I wonder if they were able to access the systems on the Gold Spire. Could they have gained access to other systems? Like the teleportation, maybe it has something to do with it? Because the location is just similar to being a coincidence. Maybe whatever we are facing.
Adira will kind of even. Yes, there has been similar chaotic events linked to the teleportation grid. chaotic fluctuations. That while it is difficult to say that any two chaotic occurrences are related, they are similar in that these occurrences are both chaotic and random. That
Avery's
that
gonna
is
look at
yeah.
Carcharodon and say, "Are you still connected to your Zord by any chance? Can you feel it? Do you know where it might be? Can you sense it out there?"
I can try. It's no, not. I mean, I can't. It's not that easy. I can give it a shot. But and I might be able to point you in a direction. But in terms of exact location, I've got as much a clue as you have.
Look, if that's the best you got, it's the best you got. But if we could get your Zord back, that would be a big deal for us, and you would
Yeah, I
get
mean, it
your Zord back.
might, and I'm gonna very much stress this might solve some more of my memory issues. Because I'm remembering more things, kind of, but there's still some stuff that's unfamiliar, and I don't know if that's because I never knew it or I did know it and I forgot.
Listen, I'm willing to help you get your memories back. And then she looks at the team and she says, "Okay, what do you guys want to do next? We'll go as a team." And she kind of just looks down at Kirkardon and doesn't make eye contact with anybody.
We're obviously gonna have to go. We're obviously gonna have to go find that Zord or the thing that's connecting with it right now.
Mm.
Hmm?
Yeah, we had the rough estimate, so we could investigate.
Yeah.
So I think what you can probably do is with. I mean, what Carcharodon will compare the feeling, if you ask him a bit more, Carcharodon will compare the feeling to be kind of like a compass sort of thing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And he's got a rough idea of the direction, but actually you could use that to essentially, if he points you in a rough direction from 3 different points, you're starting to be able to triangulate a position combined with what Adira's got of an area in which it could be, with like half an hour's traveling around and running some numbers, working together, you could probably figure this out.
Mhm.
If we work together, this will go faster.
Hmm. Go to.
If Murrow also helps us, can we go faster? Just
Then
Yeah.
put
half an
all of our
hour
brains
probably
together.
not, unless you get very lucky with some rolls
Oh, you said much.
or
What
something.
kind of roles?
It's probably going to be technology. That's
So you're asking
probably going to
us
be
to
most
pick
of the
up
rolls that
unlucky.
you'll be making in this game.
Uh-huh.
And in that moment, I'll just put a put a paw on upon Avery's shoulders, like this is why a team structure is so important, and just leave it at that.
Yeah,
And then
and
she's
got to carry
kind
it on
of
from. You get
she
more
kind
done
of
in a group than you can on your own.
and then she kind of says, her response is, "Sometimes I just operate by instinct." that's that's her response.
Was that
Um,
her operating by instinct, or did she think that one through?
no, like no,
Da-da-da-da-da.
the going to the Gold Spire was not
Yeah,
thought through. She did not. She was like, maybe there's something here. She just
yeah.
went for it because she was like,
But was
Mhm.
her saying that she operated on instinct a result of her operating on instinct? Was it her instincts telling her to say that, or did she think it
no,
through
no.
carefully?
She was. That's really funny. I think it was just. I don't think it was thought through. I think it was just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
an
You
Avery
broke Avery.
response.
Avery is broken now.
Yeah, an Averyism.
Avery doesn't think like that a lot.
Avery doesn't think. Stop that.
Oh.
No,
Stop
like
that. Oh
no,
no.
Yeah, you could have not in character,
She
but
doesn't-
if that had been in character, Carveron would have said you could have stopped that sentence 2 words earlier.
No, it wasn't. It was just me trying to explain my character.
Yeah. I love being the same wavelength expert Colonel. Yeah.
Are you? Sorry. No, I think she would have just. It was something she would have blurted out as she's trying to figure stuff out, and
Yeah.
she's like, ah,
You got
yes,
it.
teamwork. Yeah, so I mean, if we're all working together to figure it out, could it go faster?
Yeah, the half an hour I was saying was kind of with all of you working together.
Okay.
But again, you make a dice roll. Any of you can make the dice roll, but you'll get edge and an upshift. 'Cause
Yay.
We'll
you're
get-
all working together on it.
Go for it, Gabriel. We're assisting.
Yeah. Ah,
Uh,
Gabriel.
Actually,
is-
Gabriel, I have never gotten to use this before, but you
Oh.
will get to have 2 edges.
Yay.
Yeah, so it's
More
so
edges.
if you have multiple.
No,
Oh,
I'm a
that's
teacher. I just grant 2
You're a
edges,
teacher.
period.
Sure,
Because I
just
can show him
did.
the yes.
Oh.
Edges are upshifts.
Yeah, no, edges just become
Edges. I
upshift
give
when you-
I give an additional edge when I instruct someone.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
that
that converts into an upshift.
Yep.
Yes.
so
Okay.
that'll be
How many
2
upshifts?
upshifts and an
2
edge.
upshifts and an edge. Wow. What's the difficulty?
Can I use can I use my inspiration ability to be like,
Can
hey,
you
you
stack
can do
more
it?
upshifts?
No, it's not
Gabriel.
an upshift. It's
I'm joking.
your result you can add a D2 to your result.
Yes, this is Avery's custom ability.
It's
Instead of
not a
getting the
cut.
follow me perk from
Yeah.
at level 2 as normal, we gave her a D2 of inspiration, which is a normal thing she can do at level 5 at a D4. Now she can do it at a D2,
Mhm.
starting at level 2,
Oh, cool.
in place of having follow me
Yep.
as an ability.
Cool.
Um,
So
Question.
you get a D2
We're
as
trying to
well as
track.
the 2 upshifts and the edge.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
say
We're trying
difficulty
to
10.
track, right? We're trying to track using technology. Isn't that a morphing grade?
Yeah, it's a
Thing.
more
Cheater.
favorite specialization.
I have expertise.
Yeah, so you can have that
Yeah.
as well.
Yay, another upshift.
No, it's not an upshift. You roll all the dice.
would-
Specialty.
No, it's not a specialty. I don't have a specialization.
Oh,
It's
okay.
my perk. It's my expertise.
Oh,
My
nice.
student. It's my influence. I get an edge. If I already have one edge, then it turns into a upshift again, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Amazing.
I'm
So
stacking.
3 upshifts.
What's the
edge,
And a
difficulty?
D2.
and a
After you
D2.
after you
And
roll
I'm
it,
gonna
you
say
add a D2.
base difficulty 10, but
10. Oh,
higher
okay.
mean more faster.
Right.
Roll a 22. How fast?
Oh my god, that rose terrible.
Oh no! I'm so
Um,
sad.
wow. Oh well, that happens.
Well, considering
Story
what you
point.
had, 13's not bad.
Use a story point. We will.
No, we don't. We don't need
Uh,
to.
No, it would only,
It's-
it
None
only
of
let you
them-
reroll ones on
Yeah,
your
it's
dice.
fine. Yeah. I mean, I wrote.
Oh, you
I
didn't.
wrote.
Oh no, yes.
My lower row was a. What a weird roll. Oh, my D10 was a. Wow, that was terrible.
Yep.
14.
Okay.
That was so sad.
Yeah. So
I was so
No, so-
happy.
Fine.
as a group, you can get together and you can get it done, but it's
Yeah.
in the half hour that I stated originally.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
it's fine.
tried. We
Um,
tried to.
My God, rolling a
This
1
area-
8.
The dice did not want to reward our teamwork.
No,
Feels bad, man. Okay,
it's.
let's go.
This
We're
this
sucking
area
too
is in
much. This
shockingly
isn't
bad
fun against
condition.
us.
Okay, yeah. It takes a bit of work. You have to traverse some of the rubble around the area and climb up over some rocks and stuff like that to get positions at a different angle. Gabriel has to work with Adira running numbers a fair bit, and the rest of you kind of help move things around and double check numbers and go through all that. And you begin to pinpoint it down to a spot. Yeah, it's exactly that spot that Morrow got teleported around to. And also, while you're doing that, you're able to pick up that it seems to be a source. That area seems to be like a large kind of cavernous area. It's a large room, from what you can tell, comparing it on maps and the rough blueprints you've got of the city. It's a very large room with some kind of power source located, like a power conduit runs through that area. Like a very major one, one that links the main energy supply to the gravity engines that are what are currently powering the city and making it, well, not powering the city, but making the city fly through space.
Mhm.
Which were not active on our initial scans, which would be one of the reasons it would be so hard for us to find.
So you're able to pinpoint that location, and I think as you're gathered around, you gather around kind of the console, all pointing the thing right. You've got the location, and yes, no, I'm gonna save that for a little bit later. So you've got a location for this. What are you all doing? What are you agreeing on? You letting the commander know? What's your plans?
I'd say let the commander know. Let them know to be on alert in case if this thing starts trying to actually be fully operational.
Yeah, Adira will mention that there's actually been no more interactions with the Silver Spectrum from that point.
I'll still mention it though, in case if it powers on and starts moving out of the ground.
I would like to look at Kerkeradon as we're walking around to see if he reacts to anything. Like if he starts blinking or changing or, freaking out.
No, he kind of gets. It seems like it's maybe taxing him a little bit, like he's having to put a lot of effort into trying to locate the Zord, even just to get a rough position. And so as the half hour goes on, he seems to be a bit more tired, and just takes him a little bit longer to do some of this stuff, and he's a little bit more vague than he was at the start.
Gabriel, is there a way we can shield
no.
the power conduit if we have to get into a fight?
Oh,
Because we
interesting.
probably shouldn't cut the engines. That
Yeah,
seems bad.
That seems like a big no. I don't know. Can we? I don't know. Is there any way that I could try and figure it out?
There's no. I mean, you can. I guess you can do a technology check. That. I mean, I guess.
Oh, I do.
Yeah. I feel like there's. You can have a think about some ideas, but there's not going to be anything concrete you can do.
Yeah.
Like you could set up some kind of shield, maybe. Like the city has shields. You could try and set up something localized, but you'd need to be in the area in order to do it. And there's a chance that actually the process of trying to set up the shield around it would end up cutting off the flow of the conduit.
Oh,
You don't
Ye-
quite know how the shields interact with the power flow within the city. And if you
Yeah.
tried to put up a shield through the middle of a power conduit, it could interrupt it, it could make it glitch out, it could be fine. You don't really know.
There's so much that could go wrong here. I think that just securing it and making sure that no one is tampering with it would be enough.
Would
all right.
And I don't know, I don't
I
know,
would
make
make
this
the
area a more secure place in general, like having people here to stop anyone from messing with it, because it looks like a very important conduit to have laying around and not be um, secure.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, I mean, we're in the process of making everything work, so I understand that we have different priorities, but I guess we should maybe go there, see if everything's okay, and secure the place. It just sounds like a bad time if it, for some reasons, gets tampered with.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
if I may make a recommendation, this might be a good time to at least be in ranger form before whatever comes out, before whatever tries to comes back.
I don't think I quite caught that. It would be a good time to do what?
To be in ranger form.
Ah, oh yeah, no, I imagine if they are riding that and get attacked mid-ride, it would be fun. Not being morphed.
Perception check again. See if detect anything that's coming within the area.
Yeah, you can do that.
16.
I need to make a roll. Yes. Yeah. Actually, just on the edges of, not near the Silver Spire. They're actually approaching the Silver Spire, though you're no longer right by the Silver Spire. You're outside of it, having gone out to collect data. There are, through that connection you've made, checking in with Adira, she can confirm there do appear to be shadows coalescing, kind of appearing, forming into like their humanoid forms, running along a few meters, and then turning back into shadow. And they're slowly progressing towards the Silver Spire. They're still quite far out at the moment, but this is the first sign you've seen of any
We're
activity.
we're still closer to the Silver Spire than they are.
Yeah, they're not going through you. They're coming at it from from two different angles.
Let's try this.
Should be.
How far would you say would it be within 90, close to 150? How far away do we have an
Not
estimate?
shooting range.
Not shooting
Like
range.
miles, like within. I mean, sections of a mile, probably.
Adira,
Like
do you have?
half a mile? Or
Yeah,
like
probably.
okay.
Enough
Adira,
range, he'd have to shoot through a building.
Adira, do you have defenses up for this spire? Can you get defenses up for this spire?
I can activate reactive defenses of a sort. I am able to, if anything interferes with the spire, I can give them an electric shock or similar shock.
Anything?
She says
eh,
using shock in the second meaning of like surprise, but there are no defensive shields, no defensive turrets active within the city. you are the city's primary defense.
Okay,
We can split up for now. The Avery and Gabriel should have more than enough ability to recapture, whatever we want to call the getting the Zord between the two of them and your hammer friend's name, who I have forgotten the name of.
I'll
Carcharodon.
call Kirk.
Yes, that was it.
Okay.
And you and I should be fine doing our jobs for a little bit and dealing with an actual security threat.
yeah,
Avery
we should probably
A-
just meet them halfway.
Avery just says, if you cut them off, they won't be able to get to the spire. And then she says, she's like, I know you're all about structure and teamwork, but I do think Murrow has the right idea. If we split up, we'll get more done and we can recover this Zord.
Divided
I
conquer.
wasn't going to disagree with that, anyways. So.
Divide and conquer.
I wasn't going to disagree with that, anyways. So.
There's a yeah, as you say that, kind of speaking of teamwork, there's a beep on your communicator, Fenrir. You get a message through there from Scop, or like an incoming phone call. And it's marked like.
I'll answer it. I'll put it on speaker. What's going on, Scop?
Fenrir, you should. I've been setting up the training, the training facility, just for the training practice, like we talked about. Something very strange is happening here. You should check it out.
We're dealing with a bit of a situation ourselves here. Is this something that can hold for the time being?
Well, no, I'm sure it yes, it can wait. Oh, you know what? Yes. Oh no, I'll get back in touch with you in a minute. There's a little crackle and the phone switches off.
The
call. He hangs up.
You could at least have said what's weird, but okay.
Look, this is important. This is more important right now. We'll deal with that later. If it's not her.
I mean, we don't know if he was more important or not because nothing was said.
I mean, potential weapon mass destruction coming out of the ground. I think that's more important right now. More important what we know right now.
Yeah.
Hey, that's my potential weapon of mass destruction. Thank you very much, says Carcharodon.
Avery looks at Carcharodon and says, good to see you're feeling a little bit better with your energy levels and stuff.
I'm not feeling better. I just like people to know that this is my fault, in a sense.
Okay. All right. So you and I
just want to feel included.
You are part of a team. You and I are a team within this team, so of course you're included.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Double.
I appreciate it.
Anyways,
you're my the favorite person I've talked to in 12,000 years. So
I'm flattered, I guess.
Anyways, Rook, let's get going. Yeah, let's try to meet them before they try to come here.
Right. Do you guys want to call Marina and see what if she can come join the party when she gets a minute?
Oh, Mariana, yeah. I'll make sure to send her your way.
Yeah, should be
Avery,
good.
Yeah. So the two of you head off towards the spire. Avery, you try and message Mariana, the morphing grid link, like this is a morphing grid communicator. The
Mm.
way it's linked, there shouldn't be any jamming. It shouldn't be possible to jam it or anything like that. But you can't get a connection to go through.
Wait, what?
Like it's
Um,
just
No.
kind of as it hits, as it is about to do the first ring, it stops. The call just closes.
But I didn't have any trouble trying to contact the commander in the command tower, right?
um,
Or
Not earlier.
not
uh,
earlier.
is it just Mariana? Um, maybe let me try. And I'm gonna call Moro just to check, just to test.
Yep, the call goes through.
Oh,
What did
It's
you need?
distorted slightly.
we are just testing. We can't get through with Mariana. Something's blocking the call, which shouldn't be possible. Our connection to the grid shouldn't be blockable. Weird. Yeah, sorry for you can keep going. Sorry, thanks for the help. Gabriel just connects before Murray can say anything. It,
Well, it's gonna be a
So,
day.
actually, the last thing you hear, Maro, is after Gabriel says that. What was the last word you said? It was just like not to worry. It's possible
don't
something.
worry.
Yeah. You then hear Gabriel go, "Oh, hang on. Something's come up in the training facility. We're gonna head over there right now." And then he hangs up.
Someone's been hacking the comms.
Someone hacked my voice. Nice.
Huh.
And again, the whole call was a little distorted on your end, but actually that last bit seemed a little bit clearer than the rest.
I guess they must have gotten a call from to come back for a second, but we should deal with those shades before they get out of hand. Is that what we're calling them? I like that name.
Nice.
That's so rude.
Okay, yeah, so I guess roll a dice to see who's which side to go for, and I should actually decide who's going to be what numbers for roll.
Uh-huh.
So let's do Avery and Gabriel. Where are you
Okay.
heading? You're heading towards the. You're not heading towards the training rooms. You're heading towards the location you spotted earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Make an alertness check, both of you.
Okay.
Haha, yeah. Nailed it. 19.
Or
Okay. So not quite sure how I want to do this. Yeah. So Avery will hear. Actually, no. I think like you're both Avery. You're certain there's nothing. Kind of like it's you're able to make your way there. You can using your alertness stuff. You can track your positions on the map. It looks kind of like the map is. It's really weird. At one moment, you look down at your position on your phone, and it shows you in one place relative to it. You go through two doors. You look up and you look down again, and it looks like you've gone through three doors in a perpendicular direction. And then you look down again and you're back where you were originally. but you're able to, despite this kind of flickering and stuff like that, you're able to keep track of it. And when Gabriel takes a sudden turn, follows his map and takes a sudden turn off to the left towards what's basically a like a flooded section of the city, and begins to try opening one of the doors to that region, you're able to stop him and point out that his map's wrong.
Um,
Okay.
is it
Gabriel, you okay?
my
Yeah,
that's
you're
weird. My
looking at it.
map
Your
was
map says
pointing.
something completely different to what it said just a moment ago.
Okay.
So something's messing with the technology. Things
Yeah,
are
it's
glitching
not.
again.
I think the problem is in the grid
The problem
because
isn't
the grid can fail. But our technology that's connecting to the grid, otherwise, maybe that
Well,
can be messed with.
what if
Yeah, just like all the glitches that have been happening around the city.
yeah, but Carcharodon isn't a piece of technology that the initiative made.
Maybe he
Maybe
can
we
point
can,
the direction better.
yeah, maybe we could. He's
Yeah,
been feeling
I
a
think
little bit off. But
I
if we
can
use
bring
him
a
as a
map.
compass, well, the
You can
Yeah,
map.
no,
bring
I
up a
can.
map.
I mean, if you show me the map, I mean, well, I looked at the screen. I've got a decent memory. It's basically photographic, though I don't really take photos.
Oh,
But
so
yeah,
you
I can.
memorized it.
Yeah, I've memorized it basically. And I know the layout of the city pretty well, fairly
Ah,
well. Though
Okay.
again, patchy in spots.
I guess we have our guide then. Well done,
Yeah, I can
Parkerta.
point the way.
Yeah, that's
I mean, obviously you
excellent.
have to point me, but I can kind of.
Avery holds like the
Uh,
Carcharodon like a metal detector or something like a.
Yeah. Yeah, and say, yeah, no, this way, this way, this way. Yep, no, to left, left, yep,
Okay,
forward.
okay,
Okay, you're gonna want to take the third on
okay.
the third roundabout. Take the third exit to the
Amazing.
A4075 or something.
All right.
And he'll give directions. Probably doesn't take you too long to get where we are going. Fenrir and Morrow, your route is much quicker because you can basically just look at where you need to run and go there. You don't have to worry about trying to navigate the like city blocks and buildings that are in the center. You can just run through the outside and back towards the spire. So you're able to yeah, you can get there quite quickly. There's four. Have you both morphed by this point?
Um, certainly.
Yeah. Okay. You
yeah,
can, as you run
yes,
forward,
of
Morrow
course.
can go and morph.
I haven't demorphed, so
Yeah. Morrow is communicator. Like send out an eel, a purple eel spirit flies out. Scanning beam rises up and sort of digitizes a costume in place, and then the eel overlays it. And the Purple Ranger appears, and you run along towards the fight, where yeah, you probably, it's weird. The creatures start kind of go faster as you get there, and as you arrive in the center of the silver spire and you arrive in that center room, they burst in from the two outer
can I
doors.
take a rifle shot?
Yep, we're gonna do initiative stuff. We'll do initiative for all of you. But I'll get to the introduction to the fight for the other people in a second. Yeah, so just everybody roll some initiative for me, please, and tell me what it is.
If you want. What
Fenrir, I'll be following your lead, so add +1 to your roll.
Okay. Probably might not want to, but we'll see.
Let's see.
Follow my lead. He's slower than most of the group.
I do not
Yeah,
have any
Ben.
ranks, so giving him a
Yeah,
+1 will
it's
still
better
make
than
him
a
It's still
six.
faster.
faster than
Yeah.
Morrow.
Yeah, but, I mean, right, Ben?
So if we're doing follow me, then that is
12.
a 14. So you're gonna have to roll a d4 to see how much lower than you are.
I'm
from
aware. I am a 10.
That's it. Oh.
Does that include Gabriel and I?
Should we roll
Yes,
as well?
everybody.
Haha!
I rolled a 15 because roll my own initiative, baby.
Okay, so 15 on
Ah.
Avery.
That's
We're
a
gonna have to
9.
9 on Gabriel. So what was Fenrir's?
15.
15.
Oh, 11 for me then. Sorry, not 10.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, if you said it's +1, yeah, then it's 15.
11 on Morrow. There we go. And then I'm also going to need. hang on. That'll be a 9.
9.
So, first things first. Let's see. Yeah, let's go with the. Well, what acts first isn't any of you. On your. It's probably going to be Avery's communicator, actually. You'll get a call from Mariana saying, "Hey, I've been. There's something going on in the training room. Scott and Dr. Evans are under attack by what look like party patrollers from Old Earth. Old Earth, you know, the old Power Rangers stuff. Like they started in the simulation room and they've broken out. I need you to get here right away."
Um,
Avery's gonna look at Gabriel and she's gonna say, "I know things have been glitchy, but what if there's an off chance that something is actually happening and they need help over there?"
I'll leave what you do up to your. You can wait till your initiative, which I guess is actually next.
Avery is going to reply to Mariana. And she's gonna say, hang tight. Just make sure you stay there. Wait a minute. Hold on. Where are you, Mariana? Go to the training room and help them if you can. And then she will look to Gabriel and just say, "I think your dad's in trouble. I'm gonna go."
my dad. Why
That's
isn't
it.
he in the laboratory? He never leaves the laboratory.
He's
He's
Well,
a work
in
junkie.
the
He can't
training
leave.
room.
looks like they've maybe set up the training. From what you were understanding, the training room and the laboratory were being set up. The training room was being set up near the laboratory. It was using some rigorous
Okay.
simulation
Yeah.
technology.
And Marianne is there?
Well, Mariana was contacting me, and it sounds like she's there, but I wanted to double
mean,
check.
Yeah,
So
she has to be there to know that this is happening, so she can just go and help, right?
yeah, but it's got to be bad if she's asking for help. Either that, or maybe it is another glitch. If
I mean,
the
can we
simulation, if the
chat?
simulation is busted and things are coming out of
Wait, what? Wait, sorry. Simulation. It's a simulation.
it's a
What kind of simulation were they working on? Do we know
They
it
were
or?
on
training
Fenrir's
simulation.
instructions. You had a rough idea that Fenrir had some kind of training program he was going to cook up for you, and
Right.
Scott and Dr. Evans, Scott the another Syrian, Fenrir's old colleague, and Dr. Evans were going to work on this. We're going to set up a training thing. Probably using a simulation room of some kind. That seems to be the
Yeah.
go-to thing.
And they escaped. The enemies from the simulation escaped.
Yeah, that's
That
what that,
can
that's
I
what it
roll
sounds like.
something that doesn't sound right to me? Can I try and roll a science or technology to see if that's even possible?
Yeah, you can do. I'd say science.
Science,
And you
okay.
won't do your whatever fancy morphing grid stuff. That isn't relevant here. It's just plain old simulating technology.
Okay. Okay. No more grid, that's okay. No skill shift. Difficulty?
Let's go. Honestly, let's just go 10.
Okay. I won't roll well today, so 4.
Okay, yeah, you've no idea. I mean, given that
Um,
everything's glitching, anything could be possible. But this doesn't seem that unlikely, maybe? You really have no clue.
I mean, yeah,
So much weird stuff has been
it's
happening here, even without the glitches.
yeah. I get. I don't know. It could be happening, but what she said it was that was escaping body faces. The
Something from she
like
said
one of
specifically something from old Earth, which is weird because I don't think she'd refer to
I
it
mean,
like that.
yeah. She was
Or is that
saying
a
party
GM?
controllers. And that
She
was
did.
kind of a GM thing, but we can also throw that in and say, yeah, it was more like going, from the old "What's its place" kind of thing, and then filling that in with Earth.
Okay, I'm
Probably
not
like
gonna.
suggesting
from
Angel
the
Grove or something like that. But
old Earth.
No,
It's
yes,
just
from
more
foot
down south.
soldiers then. It's just
yeah,
foot soldiers. That Mariana can
yes.
deal with them. Why she calling? There's no way that simulation made this stronger. My brain it hurts.
Okay,
So what's
I don't anticipate.
yeah.
Have we made it to where this area is that we were going to, or not yet?
I'd say you're basically outside, so like it's
That's
just a couple doors along.
Kakaradon
okay.
and I will go for the Zord. I have the feeling I'm gonna need him to unlock it. If there's any
Um,
trouble, maybe you should go check it out, and I'll meet
I
you there.
mean, as if it's more trouble than Mariana can deal with, she would need help. But if we leave this conduit unattained, the whole city will be in danger. I this is I feel
Listen,
like this is more
I'm not
important.
gonna tell you what to do.
Yeah,
You know what I'm going to do.
I
And then
trust that Mariana knows what she's doing.
I'm gonna yeah. So I'm gonna go attempt to secure Zord, I guess. That's what I'm
Oh,
doing. Are we
we're
gonna
not
So I think
going to
sprint?
your turn will
destroy.
be um
Sprinting towards the
yeah,
Zord?
splitting up. You get through. It's just the last door left, and then we'll move on to
Okay,
we'll move
so
on to Enria. But
yeah, and then
I guess we'll skip over to Gabriel's turn, just on this side of the initiative.
Yeah.
So what's Gabriel doing?
Gabriel is going to morph. I don't.
Yeah, actually, if neither of you have morphed yet, you can use your actions here to morph.
Oh, okay. Then I
That's
probably
probably a
would
good
have
opportunity.
morphed and ran.
Yeah, no, Gabriel is
Morph while
going
I'm
to.
running.
Yeah, Gabriel
Okay.
would also like morph. I don't remember what we said last time.
I think you all said different things. It doesn't matter.
Yes.
You just have to say something, but we can say you say something, and
Yeah.
you. There's a scanning laser emerging from your communicator. In this case, it also emerges from the hammerhead Carcharodon for Avery, and it materializes your suit and then spirit of your respective animals, which is the hammerhead shark for Avery and a dolphin for
E.
a dolphin. The pink
Flipping
dolphin
dolphin.
for the pink ranger, who is called Gabriel. There we go.
Yes, you got it. It's okay. You got it.
And every time I forget that it's literally right in front of me on the screen. But all I have to do is look at the correct screen. Oh well.
Oh,
Yeah, so
yeah, that's the end of our side of the initiative,
yep,
I
that's the
guess.
end of your side of combat. So let's go over to say Fenrir. Yeah. So what are you? There's 4 Shaderon creatures. They're called Shaderons. Officially, you can call them shades or whatever. There's 4 of the shady creatures.
How far are they from me?
There's easy. They're in the same room, so like 30 feet,
3
like
feet.
15 to. That probably rooms 30 feet across. They're each entering from opposite sides. You're entering from the third side, so it's like 15, 20 feet.
Yeah, I'm taking the shot.
Okay. Yeah, make your rolls. Are you moving or like staying still and aiming?
I move first.
Use-
I
Yeah.
move
Okay.
first, and I give a better view, and then take a shot.
All right. You moving up like
Uh,
towards. So in terms of the room, there's a central column, and then there's
just
the
above
2
it.
exits.
If there's an above,
Yeah,
I can approach
there's
from.
staircase that goes up, so actually
Yeah,
you can
yeah. I
jump
jump
to
up
the
on a
level
space.
above.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
I rolled a 2 on my
yeah, I guess.
d6. I did roll a 2 on my d6, so I'm going to re-roll that because of weapon mastery.
Oh, yep.
15.
Red Ranger ability. So 15 overall. Let me put on my stats, but that'll almost certainly hit. That'll
Okay.
hit. But
That's
that's
one. That's
yeah,
1 damage.
1 explodes into. Well, I guess you've got like a fiery. What does your gun shoot?
It just says energy. We didn't talk.
Okay. Well, if
we,
you want to
we
tell me what it looks like, you can do if you've got an
yeah.
idea.
Yeah, it's
Otherwise-
mostly a red gun, white accents, black handles. Orca on one side that you can see on it. That's not fully. That's just on one side of the barrel. That's it
Hmm.
for right now.
Yeah. And what does it shoot? What does what it shoots look like?
Right now we just have energy for right now. So
Okay. So is it just like an energy beam?
yeah.
Okay. So just like a beam of red, probably red light, shoots out of the end and bursts into one of these, like sears a hole in it briefly. It looks down and then explodes into a cloud of shadow that vanishes. And that's 1 down. Next up is Morrow. So we're gonna say the one on the of the 2 on the left, 1 is now exploded. There's 2 on the right.
All right. I will draw my sidearm actually and fire at one of the ones on the right. I'm also going to move because I want to make sure we're in front of all the computers and stuff in the room so they can't like break them somehow. And then I'll shoot.
Okay. Um
Do you
Yeah.
want to tell me the difficulty or should I just leave it blank?
Yeah, you can leave it blank, or the difficulty will be 13. So I'll tell you the difficulty. The difficulty is 13. You've fought these things
Okay.
before.
I did not roll that right apparently, but it's just one energy. It's just my sidearm blaster.
Okay, right, yeah. That will
So
again be enough to blast it. And this one goes. Sorry, were you taking the second one on the left side? Or were
no,
you
one of the
taking
ones on the
one
right.
Okay. So yeah, that goes. You run towards the central column, was it, and take cover
Yep.
and fire a shot off, and it slams into it and it falls backwards.
Oh, that was cool.
And yeah, again, it falls backwards, hits the ground, and then dissolves into like a shadow on the ground, and then fades away. And then those two will go and take their turns. They each look a bit panicked at each seeing one of their fellows fall down, and one of them reaches into kind of within itself and pulls out a dagger made of the same kind of shadowy substance as it is.
I just shouted, "Surrender now and put your arms, and lay down your arms."
And it like holds up the dagger, kind of squints at you, pulls back its arm and throws. And
Squints, there's no eyes.
yeah, no, it's got like red dots where its eyes are. Well, that would be is a 20 on the dice, which isn't a crit. But it's a 21 to hit, which I
That
assume
will
hit.
hit. Yes.
Oh wow.
So yeah, you take 1 sharp damage. And actually,
Okay.
that's not more than like 10 above your armor, is it?
No,
Or
you had
20?
to. No, you had to roll like a 29 to do that. So
Okay, yeah, good. So yeah, so it's not because I think it's 10 above the target number that it becomes a
Mhm.
crit. Yeah, excellent. So yeah, 1 point of sharp damage. So just 1 point of damage as the dagger kind of stabs in. It hits you and like sparks fly off your suit, and the dagger vanishes. And it does so, and you're forced a couple steps back by the impact. And that was, let's say, that's the one on the right that was doing that. And then I think they're gonna gang up on Fenrir because he did the first shot. So the other one's gonna run towards Fenrir and try and punch him. Or well, it's gonna draw that dagger and stab at you instead of trying to throw it. I rolled another 20 on the d20, so that's a 23 total this time.
that hits.
And you take 1 more point of sharp damage.
These shadings are really engaged.
Got some. They apparently don't like people shooting at them. Very rude.
Yeah, who would have thought? So
Mhm.
going back up to the start of the round, yeah, Fenrir, your communicator starts beeping again in the middle of the fight. Are you going to try and?
I'll try, but I don't think it's gonna work. I don't think it's gonna work trying to be answering while I'm getting stabbed at.
Okay, well, you pause as you take the hit and you stagger backwards, and you hear it go, and you're about to go for it, but then another strike comes in, and you duck to the side, but the phone answers itself anyway, and
Okay.
it's Scott, and he says, there was something weird going on at the training room. I thought I told you to get over here. It's no matter. I'll bring you over here. So let's make a technology. Well, but I need to check what skills you've got because you're going to need to make a roll.
I don't have a
Um,
technology at all. No.
Yeah, no. I'm going to see if
Oh,
there's
you're
actually
about
a
to be
skill that's more
forcefully
appropriate.
teleported.
But
Jeez.
I guess I can give you alertness, but without your perception specialization.
That's fine. Yeah, that's a nat one. That is terrible.
Ooh.
You can use
Sorry.
I'll
story
roll the
point.
story. Yeah, let's see the story point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Five.
Not. Oh no!
We'll just see.
It's better.
And I get a 20 with 4 on the d4, so a 16 on the d20, 4 on the d4, so that's a 20 total and a crit.
That's a 5.
So you, yeah, you hear that, and as Scott finishes saying that, there's a distortion in the communicator. It kind of jumps almost into the air, and well, actually, no, the communicator doesn't do any jumping stuff. But you hear there's a distortion in the voice, and then as Scott finishes saying, "I'll bring you right here," the voice changes and twists and turns as like a radio frequency changing, and it changes into a laugh and a mad cackle, and
Oh.
the you suddenly a creature appears right in front of you,
Oh.
constructed out of electronics and hard drives, large, great big blocks of chunky server and computers and yeah, computer parts. And it appears in front of you and reaches for you, and then there's another flash and a shroud of electricity, and Morrow, you see Fenrir vanishes.
Well, that was just rude.
Oh, great.
Fenrir,
Oh,
what you see
no.
Oh no.
is it's your turn next. So you'll get to reappear in the middle of what looks like a training. Well, it's the kind of classic. You were with the Space Patrol at one point, so they'd
Yes.
have like a hollow suite kind of. I'm only just remembering that that's
Yeah.
a thing they have in SPD now.
Yeah.
But yeah, they'd have one of these kind of simulation rooms, and you reappear in that with this creature in front of you, and then the whole thing, the room changes again, and like yeah, the walls fade into a scene, and it's a big park, let's say, in the middle of some Earth city you've never been to. And there's, in addition to the scary, I know it sounds like I'm picking on you.
No, it's fine.
There's in addition to the big scary creature, there's also 2 putty patroller creatures. So I'm grey-skinned versions of the shade things, basically. Grey-skinned, green screen suit kind of people. So yeah, now you can act. There's 3 things.
I the drive pops out of my revolver and pops into and then jumps and I catch it and slot into my arm. In that moment, I'm gonna attack one of the putty patrollers.
Okay, and you can use your it's your power weapon or your power strike activating.
That's cocked.
Let me
12. That's in.
12 hit. Okay. Well, it's no, that will actually just miss
Damn
because
it. Okay.
its toughness is 13, and it will try and block you with that. So your prosthetic whirs into a blade and lunges forward, and the creature kind of bends backwards and brings its arms up to block, and it like there's a cling, like it's hitting metal rather than striking something you'd expect, and your attack bounces off.
Okay.
And then that'll move on to Avery is up next. So you are entering a room now. Yes,
Is
you open up the door in your morphed form, and you see a great vast room. And right there in the center of it, the most obvious thing there is a giant silver hammerhead shark with metallic plating and like not visible wiring, but it has a very like artificial look to it, while also it's kind of like it's swimming a bit at the moment. It's staying roughly
Oh.
stationary, like it's suspended in a field of some kind. But it is like moving like a shark, like treading water kind of thing, where it's staying stationary. And it moves with a very kind of organic fluid motion. The other major things in that room is you can see kind of underneath it there is a great big cable running through the room, connecting to two kind of power conduit like columns of like rainbow energy pulse through them on either side of the room, and there's these cables go through, and it's kind of you'd have seen it before. It's like the combined morphing grid essence of all the spectrums connected through, and this is like the main power source that the city runs on. So that's the conduit that goes through there, and it looks like actually looks like the conduit has only recently been repaired. It looks like there's kind of a great gouge out of the floor. It looks like it's been chopped out with like a giant axe or something like that. And that would have gone straight through the conduit, but where the conduit is, you can still see kind of like frayed edges of the conduit, but it looks like something's connected and repaired it up, and it does seem to be running normally. That you'd assume a cunt like that would have split it long ago. So you'd guess it's been repaired since then. And around the conduit, directly below the giant shark sword, are 5 Shaderon creatures, all kind of. You think it's 5 anyway. There's kind of a bunch of them grouped up, and this is probably like 100 feet away, I'd say, because it's a very large room. Well, let's say it's 100 feet across, so it's about 50 to the center where these guys are clustered at, and it's also down, like say 10, 20 feet below where you're currently at. You're on like a raised platform relative to the rest of it. Yeah, they're all gathered around. They're kind of making their noises and doing the things they do. You can't see anything else at the moment.
How far away from the doorway are these shadeling creatures?
I'd say 50 feet. I think they're in the
Like,
center of the room.
okay. Hmm. Okay. Hold on.
Mhm.
Okay. No, that's not really gonna help right now. I would like to okay, so I have 4 free actions. If I run the 50 feet, I think if I use all of my free actions, it'll get me right up to that group.
Okay.
And then
Yeah.
I am going to say surprise and then attack one of them.
Okay. Yeah. You run off this extended, the raised area, jump down towards the middle, and as you jump, Carcharodon goes woo, and like grows in size in your hands into a large two-handed hammer, and you land, you run forward, and you bring it down. And do you
Oh
hit?
no. Oh no, I hope so. Um, yeah, no, I rolled a 10. Help!
Actually, let me double check on these guys. I'm pretty sure that misses. Yes. Slams down to the ground right next to them, and the 5 of them kind of scatter away, just like "Ah!" and run back. You don't hit any of them, and
But I
but you also
scared the
manage to
crap
miss
out of
the
them.
conduit. You don't smash that. But yeah,
Thank
they
goodness.
kind of jump back in surprise, but it looks like they're maybe building up the courage to strike.
Gabriel? Oh wait, no, I used all my free actions. So Gabriel's like all the way
Yeah,
back
50
there,
feet
50
back.
feet.
Yeah,
Okay.
you went away without me.
Well, it's your turn now. You can come join the party.
That's true.
Well, actually, it's Moa's turn now.
I
Oh,
mean,
right.
it's not me, obviously.
All right. So from my perspective, did the machine monster disappear as well?
Yes.
Okay.
So
It's
you've
one
only got
less
2
thing to worry about.
shadelings to deal with.
Adira, can you try and figure out a way where he went?
Already tracked him. He is in the training room, training
Great.
simulation room that's been set up.
I don't like
That system
that.
should have a automated safety systems to prevent any serious injury to users, so he should be fine.
Don't
At
fully like
least,
that.
assuming nothing has gone wrong.
Wonderful.
Thanks,
I'm gonna
Adira.
deal with these things, and then we're going to stop assuming that. I'm going
Understood.
to aim and take a shot at one of the other shadelings, I think is what you were calling them now?
Deleting assumption protocols.
Wait, no, just for this one thing.
Reinitializing assumption protocols. Editing assumption protocols.
Oh, that is awful.
Oh no!
That is a terrible roll.
Ooh,
Apparently my
okay.
shot was really wide there. That D20
Yeah, I
did
mean,
not want me
great.
to hit.
No, it really did not. You fire the shot, but I think the cloud, Fenrir vanishing in front of you distracts you from your shot, and it goes wide. Just scars the wall a little bit, and otherwise does no major harm. Gabriel, your turn.
Okay.
Oh, actually, I need to.
Right. Yeah, Gary Brewer is gonna sigh and run after Avery. Never waits for me. He's also going to jump down and he's gonna materialize his boomerang, do a little trick, and throw it to
Are you gonna
attack.
volley? Are
I'm
you
gonna
gonna volley?
volley. I'm gonna
Yes.
volley.
Okay, make
It's
your
time to
rolls.
trick shot. He goes over Avery's head and to hit the one shadeling that she just missed. No specialization, no skill shift. Oh wait, I have it in a specialization. Never mind. I have power up on specialization.
Still pretty 13 to hit.
Okay. First
Oof.
one misses.
Roll 20, rude.
Yeah.
But it's okay, because the boomerang always comes back.
A boomerang always comes back. He dodges it. The boomerang just stops midair like a cartoon and comes back.
Straight back in a straight line.
It's
Yeah, okay.
straight back.
Hopefully it'll do better this time.
There we go.
There you go. 16 to hit will definitely beat these guys. It does the thing. It does the thing. I think that's probably happened before, of it shoots past you. It looks and goes and points at you, and it's like and then it comes back and it goes straight through its head, and it vanishes into a cloud of shadow, and the boomerang comes back to your hand.
Keeps laughing. Idiot. And can I use my hard target if I already moved? Because it says as part of a move action.
What does it let you do?
Allowed to roll a acrobatic skill to augment
you-
my evasion until the
Yeah, I
next
mean,
turn.
we'll say you can do that because you could have just done that before you shot, and
Oh,
also I
true.
think because you can split your movement.
Yeah,
You
it
Yeah.
can use up
totally
all of your
works.
movement. You can just move a little bit further and use that ability.
Yeah, that's great. I'll
So
need
it's
to
just
change.
your skill die, not the d20. That's rad. I want that.
I mean,
ability.
it depends because I have a snack.
No, you don't.
Don't actually
No,
grab.
it says the ability specifically says your acrobatics die. You don't have to roll the d20.
Oh yes,
It's
so
it's
you
your
won't.
skill die.
Oh, but if you've got
Y-
no skills in the skill die,
And it doesn't work. Never mind. I have a 0.
Oh no!
Oh,
Oh, please.
You
I'll
can
well,
fix
that's
it
something to
too.
move on a later date anyway.
I'll fix that
You
later.
successfully add 0 to your evasion score.
Yes, nice. That was a waste of time. I need to read better. Yeah. That's my turn.
Okay, we've got some shade ones gonna go. 2 of them are gonna come after well, yeah, are gonna go after Morrow. The one that threw its dagger at you no longer has a dagger. It doesn't look like it
Haha.
can actually pull out another one, so it's just gonna run towards you and try and punch you.
Impolite.
Very rude.
So an 11,
Nowhere near.
presumably will not. Okay, so that one will miss. The other one will run at you with its dagger. A 12.
Also, not nearly
Yes,
enough.
Not enough.
Oh wow,
Okay.
a 12. No.
The sudden teleportation has thrown everything in this room
Yeah.
off.
They run towards you, and you duck out of the way, and they narrowly avoid hitting each other and just sail past each other, and then stagger around. So there's 4 left in the room with you two. 2 of them are actually gonna back up, and yeah, there'll be I think there's a series of like. Now that you're close, you can see that there's actually some kind of cables suspended from the Zord. It looks like, or they've set up like some scaffolding stuff leading part way up to it, and so 2 of them are going to just clamber up there, and the other 2 are going to go after Avery, with their daggers.
Oh.
10
Those 2 are
will
asking to get hit with a boomerang.
yeah, 10 will not hit, I assume. And neither will a 6, I also assume.
who are you hitting?
You.
Avery, with a 10 and
No,
a 6.
you will
So
not.
Avery is who I'm not hitting.
Okay,
Yeah.
excellent.
That wouldn't hit Gabriel either.
Yeah. Well, actually, it might hit a monster if the monster had 0 in both of its toughness and evasion scores. Player characters all have to have at least 1 in
That's
their
true.
scores, and so must have a toughness and evasion of at least 11. So, and that's before any armor bonuses you get from being morphed. So yeah,
Mhm.
they definitely miss. So I think we can. But yeah, one more thing actually, because there's still some party patrollers to deal with, and they managed to roll a natural 1 on their initiative, so that's why they're going last. But they're both going to go after Fenrir, and in a move that actually seems kind of like a training protocol thing. It's like they kind of more obviously choreograph their attacks than they might do normally, and so one kind of runs up and then pauses as like a look, it's about to do a thing kind of move, and then sticks its hands out in like a little kind of cups its hands for the other one to put its foot into, and then pushes it up, and it does a jumping attack at you. And essentially, one's going to help the other.
Oh, that's cute.
Right. And so it'll get an edge. And d4, and that still will not help because it'll get an 8. Yeah, so I think that's probably a. Actually, no. The fun thing to do will be to start the next round of combat with because we're going to take a break in a sec. Actually, I'll leave it up to you if we go right now, or if you want me to leave a little bit of a cliffhanger by describing what the weird cyber monster does on its turn, because it gets to go first.
Either way for me, so.
Yeah, let's take a break. Viewers can trust that weird cyber monster is going to do weird cyber monster things. So, going to go on break for a bit. We'll be back. We won't be long. We'll be back shortly afterwards in like 10 minutes. Is that all good with everyone?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okie doke.
Okay, see you then.
Bye bye.
Greetings, Bardic Inspiration Network. This is your producer speaking. Please bear with me a moment as I adjust the cameras to our now full cast. Thank you.
Actually, it's a very bad time to take a bite of food, even though I had fair warning. We're back. Hello. Welcome back to Solar City. We now have another player has joined us again. Quickly introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm another player and I have joined us. Haha. I am Minnie. I am playing your Black Spectrum Obsidian Solar Power Ranger, Mariana.
Okay, good. And proper introductions or outroductions later on. So back to the action. Where we left off, our heroes were split in a number of different locations as they tracked down the silver hammerhead shark Zord, which has had a weird connection to they managed to track that down. Because apparently some sort of chaotic energy form accessed it. And what looks likely is that the thing that accessed it is a weird monster made up of computer hard drives. Ooh. It's a weird monster made of computer hard drives that keeps causing problems everywhere across the city and across our stream. And it's currently fighting Fenrir in a simulation room. Where in the middle of a kind of park in some kind of Earth city, where there's two weird party patroller kind of creatures that are also attacking Fenrir. So far they haven't done a great job, but Fenrir's looking a little wounded from the Shader ones that were in the gold/silver spire, where Morrow was fighting them. So there's 2 left there fighting Morrow. There's 4 in the room with the hammerhead shark Zord that's got Avery and
Look at the screen.
Avery
My
and
name is in
Gabriel
the screen.
Okay, here we go. I can't keep track of 5 names.
The name
especially
is
not when I
in the
have to say them
screen,
one after
like
another.
last
Ugh.
time.
A
You can
GM
shoot
being asked to keep track of 5 different names.
How dare we?
It's impossible. So that's the situation. And going at the start of the next round, we have a monster gets to go. So, Mariana, actually, let's roll some initiative for me. But regardless of what you roll, I'll describe what's been going on with you. You've had a conversation with Neptune, the chief archivist of the city, who's also a merfolk and leader of the merfolk people. And yeah, I think we'll probably end up covering that conversation next session. But you've just finished up with that, and you've been trying to get in touch with everyone else.
Okay.
For a little
I
bit
have
now,
a
but it's not working.
interesting. Weird. I rolled a 13 for initiative, wherever that puts me.
Okay. Puts you after Fenrir and Avery.
Okay.
And definitely after what's coming next.
Good.
Because Fenrir, over where you are, there's Fenrir, over where you are, the computer hard drive monster goes, "Oh, you look so lonely over here. Let me bring you a friend," and it vanishes in another crackle of electricity. And Mariana, make an alertness roll.
Okay.
An opposed alertness roll against this creature's stuff.
Awesome. Great. That is a 20. Not nat, but a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay. So yeah, that will actually. So a creature made of hard drives and computer material, wiring between it, that appears right before you. Goes, "Aha! You witness the appearance of the mighty Glix Trick, master of electronics and chaos. Aha! You're gonna go see a friend now," and it leaps towards you. It just appears out of nowhere with a crackle of electricity and leaps towards you, and you're just aware enough to be able to duck out of the side as it rushes past you and kind of staggers forwards. So, oi, that's not fair. You were supposed to come with me, and it will attack you with a different thing. It's going to fire a blast of energy at you from its one of its computer parts, and it's going to miss with like an 8.
Oh, okay,
Feels like
yeah.
everyone's rolling badly today. An 8,
Oh!
8 will very much not hit.
Okay.
So we'll jump back to Fenrir. The giant Glixtrick, the giant computer creature, has vanished, and you're faced with the 2 party patrollers you've been fighting from earlier.
Drive ejects from my arm, and I slide it back into my rifle, or slide it back to my revolver, and I'll shoot one of them.
Yeah, you back up,
Yep.
roll away from them, and raise your gun to blast them.
It's a 7 plus 11. That's not good. That's not going to do it.
11, no, 11's just not. Actually, well,
We'll keep moving back so that way they're just outside of trying to get within engaged distance to me. So.
Yeah, what's your movement speed?
It is 30 feet.
30 feet, okay. And what's your? Because I wanted to know that. I also want to know you. Actually, I can look at your stats. Because you've also got your speed stat is 5, so that
No,
means you
it's
get 5 actions on your turn, which means you've got like 3 free actions.
yeah.
In addition to you moving your standard, so you could use that if you wanted to just run away from them. You could.
Yeah, I'll use 2 of those to move as far back as possible and convert my revolver into rifle.
Yeah. Yeah, you run back. So I'll need to check what their things are, because that might actually make it harder for them to hit you, because I don't think they've got very good speed. Either way, yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, that's them. Or that's your go. So you miss your shot, that fails. And as you run, the room was kind of smaller than you were, but because it's a simulation room, you start running, and as you do, it expands out, and you're able to, the actual walls of the room you would have bumped into the side by now, but kind of Star Trek holodeck style, whatever changes such that you can run further, and you're fine. You don't bump into the walls. You just keep going into the distance. Next up is Avery. You've got 2 shadelings. We're calling them shadelings now, I think. Near you, 2 more up in the rafters, kind of climbing up beneath the hammerhead shark sword.
Wait, they're climbing up the Zord?
They're climbing up they're climbing up an area beneath it, like a set of scaffolding leading up to it.
Okay, I have a really wild idea.
When
Those
don't
are the
you?
best kind.
Okay, so I have I would like to see if I can climb into the Zord.
Okay. That's going to be some kind of a jump. I feel like, yeah, you'll have to jump a fair distance, but also you're going to get, like, the Zord is going to kind of, yeah, it's the classic thing of they jump up into the Zord, right, and transposing through the
Okay,
hatch.
cool.
So probably an athletics jump check, but with an edge.
Cool. 18.
18. Right, yeah, that's more than enough. So, yeah, you jump upwards, and bounce off, take a couple of steps, bouncing off the scaffolding, shoot past the two shadelings that are scrambling up the side, and upwards. And as you kind of almost begin to regret what you're doing, as you realize you've gone maybe a bit higher than you intended, and you're falling down towards the cockpit of the very closed cockpit of this shark Zord. And I mean, only now that you're seeing it from above, you're realizing that there is a cockpit and that it's not just a shark's head. But you're able to land inside the shark's head and you plummet down towards it. But as you're about to hit it, you seem to slow down and you land softly and gently inside the cockpit of this thing. There's a single chair, a bank of consoles, and a little a disk drive kind of USB slot pops out for you to insert a card into.
Okay. I'm kind of sort of possibly metagaming, but because one of Carcharodon's features is that he grants me Zord control. Is there a hammer, like a hole, like a
Oh yeah,
holder
there'd
for
be a
the
slot
hammer,
for
like, or
the
a
hammer
slot for
as
him?
well.
Okay, I'm gonna look for
Yeah,
that
I
slot,
guess
and
like
I'm
a
gonna. Is Carcharodon like the joystick handling? Like, can
yeah, I
I
feel
just
like
use
you've
him
like
to
a kind of gear
control the
lever or
Zord?
something like that. Yeah.
Okay, so I find the slot and I plug Carcharodon in, and then I put my. Before I plug him in, I take out the card that I have and I plug
Yeah.
it into the Zord.
Okay. So make a technology roll, please. With what assistance does the Zord key ability actually let you do? Rules
It's
wise.
That is a great question. The mechanic says upshift to hit with your Zord's attacks. So it's an upshift for Zord attacks. It's an
Okay.
upshift on my driving skill,
Um,
basically.
yeah,
Okay.
so we'll say technology check, but you'll get the edge from Carcharodon helping you basically.
Do I get the edge for Solar City technology for my
Yeah.
student perk?
Cool.
Sweet. Here we go. That is a 13.
Okay. That's not quite what you needed. As you set all this stuff in motion.
Oh wait, hold on.
Oh.
Hold on. I rolled a nat 1 on my D4.
You can spend a
Could I
story
still
point.
roll? I can spend a
If you
story
roll
point?
it.
Should I spend a story point?
If you want it, go for it.
Okay, because we
You're doing
have
Zord
4.
things. I think that's definitely story point worthy.
Oh, sick! I rolled a 4. Now it's a 16.
A 16 still just about misses what you needed because
I'm sad.
your adversary rolled a 17.
Oh, I
There's
thought it was
a
just
little.
I thought it was just a check to turn on the Zord.
It kind of was, but also the Zords turn on easier than you'd expect. The problem is that maybe someone else wants you to turn the Zord on. And
Oh.
so as you put in Carcharodon, it all seems to flow quite easily. You've got an intuitive sense for how this works. Carcharodon will go, yep, right, let's go. Yeah, pull that lever and those buttons will activate the tail. And then, yeah, that will. Whoa, yeah, you can hang this all red. Oh, no, it's all good. Everything is fine. And there's a crackle of electricity. We'll say that's your turn. And we'll move on to, I think, Morrow over fighting the Shadow Ants.
Oh no.
Now I actually have to think. Adira, words. Actually, she had just told me everything should be fine. Do we have a way to like shock these guys? I think you had said, so I can figure out what else is happening here. I'm not super happy that there is some sort of monster running around teleporting.
You may not have been present when I was previously requested to perform this function. I can do so again, and she will make. If you use your action to ask her to make an attack roll, she'll actually. I guess as a free action or something like that, you can ask her to make an attack roll if you try and attack the other one.
I am more than happy to do that.
Yeah, she'll give a shock to one of them as it. The two of them have lunged past each other. They turn around. One of them kind of staggers back to the machine. It tries to like clamber up onto the column and prepares to like leap off towards you, and then a jolt of electricity courses through it, and it just flops down onto the ground. And what did you roll?
22.
22. Yeah, you just like the other one turns away to look at that for a second, and you just punch it, or what?
I was shooting again.
Okay. Yeah,
with
you
my
just
sidearm.
You barely even have to look and just blap.
All right.
Down.
Now, should I be running, or have you managed to somehow get the teleporter working?
The teleporter does appear to be semi-operational. You may have a better chance of accessing it than I have. By using the functions, you have already utilized the teleportation grid, though not of your own volition. You may stand a better chance of controlling it by activating the 127 keys on your communicator. You should be able to access the
All right.
teleport function.
I will attempt to teleport to the training room.
Okay, so that'll be a technology check. Imposed by the villain. But
I've got a upshift. Now I have to look at all of my things. Eureka takes a smart point. I don't have anything else to do with it, so let's do that.
Collect all your knowledge for this powerful good.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, dang. The dice finally decided to like me, and good I had that edge. That was good edge.
Ooh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nailed
So
it.
you resoundingly beat this thing. You access the teleport functions. You're able to teleport to the training room easily, and basically this is going to let you, because you did so well, the teleport function will work for you forever now.
Neato burrito.
You've learned how it
Wow.
functions. You can use it fully. You'll now be able to teleport around the city within reason. There are areas where the connection is more stable than others.
Of course.
It's kind of like there's like pads essentially that you can jump between, and the glitch trick has kind of overrided that, and just like on the kind of transport route between the two teleport pads, it can like cut it off and drop you out somewhere else. But in this case, you're able to get to the simulation room and teleport there fine.
Wonderful. Would I have another free action to use my sciencey knowledge and the morphing grid energy around me to heal my compatriot there with takes a free
I
action
think
on
that's
personal
cool
power.
enough that yes, we'll say yes.
Okay. So Fenrir, your suit heals up 1 point as I morph in.
Oh, good.
How are you doing? Where'd that thing go?
I don't know. Can you see if you can override this and get us out of here?
All right. Not this turn, obviously. But...
Gabriel,
Hello.
you're there. You've just seen Avery jump up into the cockpit of a giant Zord, a giant hammerhead shark, and there's 4
Never
shady ones that
think
she's kind of left you to deal with.
before.
You climbing some scaffolding, two
Yeah, she
standing
just
where she
left
used to
me.
be standing, looking kind of bemused.
She just left me with 4 shadings to do by myself. That's fine. That's completely fine. I'm gonna throw my boomerang backwards and try to hit the two that aren't climbing. The two that are closest, like ping, ping.
Right, make
The
your attack
boomerang,
rolls.
the boomerang's gonna go behind me and circle back.
And jump roll.
And try to hit. Let's see, and I'm going to use my another personal power to make it a volley.
Come on.
Difficulty is 13, right?
Yes.
Go get him.
No.
Ooh,
Nice
that's right.
9.
yeah, an 11.
Second try.
That's rude.
It goes. Yeah, the shading dodges.
Yeah, they laugh at you because you're
But
throwing
the
it back.
boomerang
It's like,
is coming back.
And
It
then
does hit
the
one.
two of them, the two start charging towards you, and then they realize that the boomerang is coming forward, but one of them throws itself down and hits the dirt just in time to avoid it, and
Yeah,
the other
and
one doesn't,
you know,
and just
yeah.
gets its head just like would fly off, but the rest of it kind of fades away as it gets knocked backwards.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's that.
Yeah,
I think I might have skipped
I have it.
Mariana's go. I did.
Oh,
Sorry. I've got used
and
to running this combat with one viewer person,
I mean,
so you can
I'm
go
done.
now.
You're muted.
Oh yeah.
Okay, it's all good. No worries.
Of course.
Okay, so this thing poured it out of nowhere in the middle of my conversation with my new boss.
After you'd finished the conversation with
Okay.
your new boss,
Cool.
and when you were trying to get in touch with some other people and it was failing.
Got it. When Muro above table, when Muro was able to get teleporting through, did that change anything on our morphers? Did anything pop up?
No. It's
Okay.
kind of that was a personal thing just for him, but you can attempt the same thing basically. It seems like this creature is teleporting. If it tries to teleport you again, which it looks like it might, you could essentially try and override it and tell it to go somewhere else.
Okay.
But also you can just try and punch it.
Yeah, well,
And
I think I'm gonna do like the good old classic like Power Rangers transition from scene to scene. I think she's gonna just get into a stance after dodging it and just be like, "Oh, you want to take me somewhere? Okay, let's go somewhere." And then she's just gonna go and like tackle it to like try and let it take her wherever it wanted to go because she doesn't want it here in the middle of the archive area.
Yeah. All right. Okay, so we'll call that an attack roll.
Okay.
And then also, yeah, let's go attack roll. But also, if in the process you beat its technology check, you can make it go wherever.
Okay, cool.
But yeah.
That was an 18.
Okay, yeah, that both hits. So you'll deal 1 damage to it. And you tackle it. It goes, and no, and falls over backwards and like in a panic teleports. And you feel as you're kind of moving through the teleportation network and this almost instantaneous rush, you feel like you're actually in control there, and you know it's trying to decide whether to take you to one of two locations. There's a training room where it's taken it's taken one of your friends to try and isolate them, and
Okay.
was planning on taking you there to isolate you as well and finish the two of you off. It also is finding out as it's teleporting that something's activated in a Zord bay. Basically, it set a trap in the Zord bay, and that's now been triggered. So it's also trying to go over there, and essentially you have the choice here of which way to throw it.
I think hearing or like getting that sense of like trap.
Yes,
I think she
intuitive
like
sense.
yeah, she unknowingly like thinks too much about that and maybe just ports over towards that direction.
Okay, all right. The two of you tumble out onto the ground directly below the hammerhead shark Zord, right in front of, not quite right in front of Gabriel, but the Shader ones kind of run past. You're behind the Shader ones now.
Mhm.
The Shader ones between you and Gabriel.
Oh,
He's like, well, I intended to be a little bit higher up, but this will do.
How dare you not make it easy for me?
Glad to foil your directions. Gah.
Yeah, it took a little bit of getting used to from my side as well.
Is Mariana morphed? I hope
No,
so.
no, she's
No.
absolutely not, which is why she's like Mm. Well, don't
Okay,
recommend
so
don't recommend teleporting without the suit. Okay.
yeah, I'm confused. Gabriel
yeah,
just looking like,
Gabriel is
what?
confused. Avery has no idea that any of that has happened, and the Shady ones are gonna try and fight. Two of them that are clambering up the tower are gonna try and keep going, and so that should be that. And they both kind of keep clambering up to the top. They're now at the top of the scaffolding beneath the Zord, kind of pointing at it and waiting. And one kind of goes to give the other one a leg up, and that's what they're doing for now. The other one is going to go after. The one remaining one is going after Gabriel
E.
with its shadowy dagger and gets a 20 in total.
Ah, yeah, stop.
Hit.
That's
Gives you a
20.
stab with 1 point of damage.
Yeah.
And then it'll be the putty patrollers going after. One will go on Fenrir, one will go on
Oh,
Murrow. Does 14 hit Fenrir? I assume not. Definitely not
4?
more.
A 4? No.
14.
14? No.
And a 7 will not hit either of you.
No.
So, yeah, that's them done. Going back to the top of the round, the Glix trick will energy will charge around it. It's going to try and zap Mariana.
Oh no, she's trying not to hurl.
11.
That's not fair.
11. I'm guessing. Does 11 hit? I'd assume not.
No.
Yeah, you've got a strength. Yeah, you've got both a strength and a speed of 1. It would miss. It would hit. Otherwise, it misses. Yeah, that's so zaps and fails and flies upwards. And he's going to use the rest of his turn to rocket on up. He doesn't do the teleport. He seemed to maybe busted something almost. Or at least slowed him down and delayed him. He kind of just zigzags in, I guess, mini the tower and gets in the basically just lands on top of the Zord. Looking down through the cockpit, and Avery, as the voice of it's your turn now. The voice of the voice of Concaudon changes to match the voice of this creature, and everything is fine. Gaining
I'm-
control of Zord systems. Thank you for your cooperation.
I would
You
like
made
to.
this much easier.
I would like to stop this, like right now.
Yep. What's your plan?
I would like to try to. I would like to try to use my connection to the grid to counter this, and like
Yes.
essentially
Sheer force of
counter
will.
hack the
and,
hack.
Like, yeah.
Hey,
Okay.
listen, like I'm gonna do this. I would also like to spend a story point to roll with specialization, if that's okay.
Yeah. So let's see what.
Mhm.
I would
What's
also.
the kind of willpower check?
Well, I mean,
Maybe like
willpower is the smarts
Yeah.
defense.
is the kind of like brute force of the brain thing, I guess, like just willing something into existence.
I would kind
Yeah,
of say whatever her highest smart would be.
We're just going to be D2. Other option would be
Well, I would.
persuasion, which is also D2.
Okay, but if it's technology, because I would like to actually just kind of counter hack, because I assume it's some kind of hacking
Okay.
situation. I would get an upshift because I have 2 edges, and then I would like to
Yeah, okay.
roll that with a specialization.
Yeah, okay, let's call it technology then. You can use story point to do it as specialization.
Yeah.
And yeah, this creature will
Come on.
counter hack.
Oh no, I hope this works. What is that?
It might.
I rolled a
Might
17
be.
with a 4 on my d4.
Oh yeah, that easily works. Yeah, that's a crit. I got an 8. Like you
Ouch.
is these. So does the 17 include the 4, or is
Yeah,
the
it's
17? Okay,
it's 13 plus
17
4.
total. Right, so you
17
don't like
total.
super mega double crit it. But yeah,
No.
you just like in a moment of instinct, like Carcharodon's in danger or whatever, something's happening to this, and you just lash out with your fingers on the control panels, like pushing buttons, pulling levers, knowing what to do, and you shunt out, like, yeah, you punch the system, and a second disk drive ejects out with like a proper like CD drive thing with, and as it ejects out, like it pops out as a result of what you're doing, and there's a blackened CD kind of thing that's all charred. Looks like it's basically been fried. Some kind of corrupted. Looks like this
take a
was
moment to-
used to corrupt the system.
I take a moment to like hold it up. Like I know that the dude can see me through
Yeah.
the cockpit window, right? And I just go,
Hang on.
snap.
And it as that snaps, like it yelps back in pain. I'm just gonna say that's 1 more damage to it. From
Nice.
that.
Heck yeah.
And
Okay.
it loses control of the Zord. Gargadon
Okay, so
voice pop
I
back and
am.
said, Whoa, that was weird. Let's
I
not do that
know.
again.
I don't know what they did to the Zord or to you, but you're okay now. I got your back, buddy. Let's. She she kind of smiles and she goes, "Let's ride."
I think that's honestly a very good moment to end the episode on. Like,
Let's ride.
that's a good episode ending line.
Let's
I don't know if we're going to resume with
ride.
combat or just have he'll run away or something, but either way.
Avery
I
puts
like
on
that as an ending.
sunglasses. An eagle screams in the distance.
Yeah, it's right. The Zord yeah, the Zord starts like it was kind of swimming in place, and now it starts to rise upwards and swim around, and you can feel it start to move and almost like breaking these invisible chains that were holding it in place. You've got control of the Zord now, and the two of you are going to have a lot of fun. And that's so that's where we're ending the session. I've been Ben, the astronomer, at astronomer on Twitter for as long as that lasts. Astronomer on everything else that's relevant. Or astronomer.itch.io is where I do some RPG publishing stuff. I've written some RPG things and they're on there. Yeah, that's me. I don't know who goes next.
I
Actually,
think
it'll be LK.
yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Hi. I'm okay. And I it's been fun playing. I'm most of the time in no one forgetful on Twitter, and that's it. I don't show up much in other places.
Hey, Minnie, what's up?
Hey,
We didn't get you all that much this session, but
so sorry about that. But for the few minutes that I've been here, I'm Minnie. I've been playing Mariana. You guys can find me on Twitter as long as that ship is going down slowly at Stalwart Ursa. You can also find me on Instagram and Tumblr at Stalwart Ursa, and on Twitch as well. I will be streaming dating sims tonight sometime. I'll be posting that on my Twitter, so check that out.
okay. And then we have
Hi, I am Nilsing. I was playing our Blue Ranger who actually did tech stuff, which isn't really normally their thing, but it's cool. It's fun to do. I'm on Twitter at @fell_strike until the site inevitably seems like it's going to implode here in the near future, but hey, it'll be fun to watch.
and then Talon.
Hello, I'm Talon, at Captain Talon 447 on Twitter, and Captain Talon 447 number 4401 here on Discord.
Okay, and hi, I'm Anne. This is my channel. I was playing Avery Thorpe, everyone's favorite impulsive archaeologist, and our Silver Ranger. You can find me on Twitter at XO_girlwonder. Just a couple of things I want to mention. Tomorrow evening at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, I will be on Dexera19's channel playing Quest RPG, our bi-weekly Dragon Riders of Anime campaign is on with a special guest, the mighty Zord. So that is a whole thing. Yeah, and what am I even doing? Oh yeah, and on Thursdays I am on GM_X_MG's channel for Power Rangers Let There Be Thunder. Good news, my Blue Ranger is no longer defeated. Yay. Yeah, next Thursday is actually my character's focus episode. So if y'all want to hang out and support me over there, I will remind y'all on Twitter. And okay, so if you want to just stick around for the raid, we're gonna fire that up. We're gonna raid my friend Fawn and Games. Fawn is an amazing non-binary variety streamer and TTRPG performer. I've known them for a few years now, and fellow Canadians. So they are currently playing a potion game. I forget what it's called. So let's go and say hello to Fawn, and yeah, just stick around for the raid. Thank you very much for joining us. Have a great Friday afternoon and have a great weekend, and may the power protect you.